I just want to talk a bit about how we, our general approach to regeneration and the role of the City Council in the regeneration of our city. You know, how we work with partners to deliver best value and good practice, and how we collaborate across sectors, and how we decide on short and medium term investors. Just to give you a bit of background about Manchester, we've seen remarkable transformation over the last 30 years in the built environment, not just in the city centre, but in East Manchester, Etihad campus and Airport City, just a few examples there. The city centre has expanded its boundaries over the last few years, and we have a range of flagship projects. We were voted Europe's 5th best largest city for FDI, and best UK city for business, most livable city, and the fastest growing tech cluster in Europe over the last year. Population growth has been very significant over the last 10 years. I think it's grown by about 20%, and that growth is driven primarily by our economic growth. We've seen a huge step change in the scale and quality of investment over recent years, with new entrants to the market, including Booking.com, GCHQ opening its northern headquarters here, Amazon relocating 600 jobs, Hewlett-Packard, to name but a few. Our key growth sectors are around digital tech and creative, life sciences and advanced materials and manufacturing. And all of these sectors will be key to the recovery that we are now starting to put in place for our city following the COVID-19 impact. And we see our recovery very much being a tech-led recovery. So in terms of our approach to regeneration, we have quite a unique approach, which we first used with Spinningfields, which is one of the largest, one of Europe's largest urban regeneration projects. We work very closely with our private sector developers in this space, and what we develop is a shared vision and objectives as part of our master planning approach. And it's key for us that we ensure that developers and investors understand what we are trying to achieve for our city and for our residents in particular, and that they share that vision and those objectives. And that's the key to success, we believe, around delivering inclusive growth right across the city. We do look at delivering master planning beyond our red line boundary, and that's around those strategic objectives of transport, housing and the wider economy, which, as we know, transcend boundaries. You can't really plan for those things on a city scale. You have to look sub-regionally to get the right mechanisms in place. We look at our public sector investment, and that's been around delivering anchor projects such as Home in the heart of First Street, Manchester Central, our premier conferencing destination, the Factory, which is a new art centre that's currently being constructed, and various other investments, including the investment in the East Manchester Partnership. In terms of our development principles, we like to focus on what is considered to be appropriate development in terms of scale and matter, responding to an area's key characteristics, heritage, and developing connections and connectivity, particularly at a pedestrian level, to surrounding neighbourhoods. We do work collaboratively and take a very collaborative approach to how we deliver things. Stakeholder engagement is also at the heart of what we do, and it is absolutely fundamental to our approach. And inclusive growth and zero carbon ambitions are key elements of that. You know, and as we move into the next phase of the city's growth, public transport, walking and cycling will be absolutely critical to ensuring that we have sustainable growth and we can drive those key objectives of our clean air plan. So in terms of design, we always aim for design excellence in everything that we do. We have high quality architects who deliver a lot of projects in the city. We have early pre-planning conversations so that we can share our vision and objectives with proposals that are brought forward to us. It's important to us to retain the character and distinctiveness of the city. They are very key to how the city develops organic growth. And we put people at the centre in the design of buildings and public spaces. And it's very, very important to us that as we look at strategic regeneration frameworks, which we have put in place across the whole of the city centre, that public spaces are at the heart of that. So we provide a whole place approach to development. Oh, sorry. Backwards. So I just want to touch on a couple of our key regeneration projects that are underway at the moment. St John's Enterprise City, we have a 10-year phase plan for the delivery of the development of St John's, which is anchored by the factory development, which is a project funded in part by the City Council and DCMS. It will be a new world-class cultural centre, and we expect to see around 850,000 visitors a year once it's built out. It's currently under construction. It will be an anchor development at St John's and a key component of how the Enterprise City culture, which is focused around creative media and digital industries, can become successful. Factory will be a key opportunity for us to stimulate that growth and utilising the rich heritage of St John's. It's got a lot of older buildings in it, and the public spaces there will be key to creating that whole place. Noma is in the northeast part of the city centre. Again, a 20-year regeneration project, and we're probably about halfway through. We've seen the restoration of the former co-op listed estate. It's got huge heritage assets there. That's the location that Amazon have chosen to relocate the 600 jobs. And there is further opportunities for commercial development. And they are currently in discussions around how they bring that next phase of development forward. So Mayfield, another flagship development in the city, utilising what is the old goods yard railway station at Mayfield, which you can see on the screen now. 20-acre site, gateway location, located next to Piccadilly Station. And our vision is to create world-class mixed-use development based around a 6.5-acre park, which you can see at the heart of the image on the screen now. We want to reconnect this part of the city centre to the rest of the city centre and to the adjacent communities that are around it. We want Mayfield to be very much a location that our local residents will see, will believe is and hope utilise and accept is for them. We've done a huge amount of consultation, community engagement around how and in what way Mayfield should take shape. And we've had a number of very successful events held there, including Pride, and Manchester International Festival have also hosted quite a few events there. And it's a great example of how we do work in partnership. Because we have a joint venture, public sector joint venture partnership with Transport for Greater Manchester and London and Continental Railways, and a partnership with our development partners, UNI. And the intention is that once built out, Mayfield will accommodate up to 10,000 jobs and 15,000 new homes. So just coming on to challenges and opportunities in our role in leading the economic recovery. Obviously, local authorities have a critical role to play in supporting its communities and its business base. The focus today has primarily been on, an immediate coordinated response, and we're now working on a forward recovery plan, which is going to look at a number of strands, including the economy, our residents and communities, as well as the impact on the council itself as an organisation and its ability to actually support those communities in the city. Obviously, the global, national, local context is very different to that which I just described earlier, and the crisis will undoubtedly set us back for some time. And we recognise that there will be significant impacts on a number of our key business sectors, such as hospitality, retail and tourism. But we remain committed to our overall growth trajectory, and we're going to be working very hard with our businesses and residents to plan that recovery effectively. We see ourselves having a leadership role in both demonstrating and stimulating confidence in our local economies, and we will be working with our development partners to review, a number of things, but how we plan and phase and scale schemes and projects to bring forward future growth. So these strategic developments are going to be a key part of our recovery process and plan, and we're looking at the phasing of that. A key challenge at the moment, as we move towards, possibly, we believe, a phased unlocking. We've yet to hear from the government about how and in what way that might happen. But one of the key challenges that we will have to deal with when that does happen is how we manage public transport and make sure that it continues to be safe for people to use in going to work. Longer term challenges are going to be around supporting the business base and labour market interventions. I think we're only going to start to see the real impact of COVID-19 once lockdown does start to be lifted and businesses do start to reopen. And then I think over time, over the next 6 to 9 months, we will see the real impact of the situation that we're in. Key for us is sustaining confidence in the development market, and the planning process is a key part of that. And it's important that we keep the momentum up and continue to engage and support investors and developers. We've number of large planning applications have been approved recently, including CIS Tower redevelopment, City Labs 4, which is as part of the Manchester Science Park proposals. The next phase of First Street is coming forward, commercial development there. And clearly for us, the key thing is making sure that we can deliver on our growth objectives and deliver that as quickly as possible. So just to sum up, we have launched a campaign, Build Back Better, which is going to look at a whole range of issues around how we do build back the city and the wider Greater Manchester better. As part of that, we're looking at a whole range of measures, including how we manage our streets and spaces so people do feel safe and confident when they are expected to go back to work, that they can use the street with safe distancing, and that enhanced shared space for pedestrians and cyclists will enable visitors and workers to socially distance more easily as they return to work. Government needs to work with us better, I think, to help tailor and shape interventions at a local level as a key element to recovery. The future of development and the built environment is an opportunity for early remobilisation, but at the moment that is far from certain. We need to understand supply chains and how to reactivate them. We've got a strong track record of partnership, which will help us through this process. You know, we've already seen an element of that in the new NHS Nightingale Hospital. And, you know, we've had developers and others helping us with immediate requests for help around PPE and their equipment. Our focus will be on supporting local businesses, economic resilience, but also our communities and our people. There will be a need to look at reskilling people and helping them, some of them into possibly new jobs. That will be a big task in the future. And we want to be proactive around all of that. We want to start on the front foot on that recovery process. And we want to continue to demonstrate our confidence in the future of the city. And our existing core messages I talked about earlier remain as strong as they were before all of this, and will be a key part of the messaging as we move forward. Thank you.